Hey everyone, Dan McKenzie here with McKenzie Law Firm in Denver, Colorado. We are a law firm specializing in estate planning, estate administration, small business counsel. And I just wanted to talk today a little bit about what is probate. That is a question that we get a lot, especially when we're putting together estate plans. We get a lot of people who come in and have some sort of vague idea that they should avoid probate. We hear that a lot. They want to keep the family out of the probate process. And usually when I press on that a little bit, they're not entirely sure what that is. Actually, they've just sort of heard bad things about it and that they should avoid it. So I thought I'd make a video here explaining what it is. And basically what probate is it's the court process for overseeing the administration of someone's affairs who cannot do that themselves. And probably what most people are thinking about is after someone has passed away, obviously they can't handle their financial affairs anymore, but it can happen during lifetime too. And certainly there are situations where people need to go into a probate court and get appointed to handle a person's affairs even though that person is alive. But I thought I'd focus today more on the probate after someone has passed away, because like I said, usually that's what people are thinking about. And so what happens if, let's say you have a parent who has passed away? Somebody needs to go out there and kind of gather up their stuff, get it transferred to the people who are entitled to receive it, make sure that last bills are paid, make sure a final income tax return is filed, get everything kind of finalized and done, and so that once the family has taken the stuff and put it in their own account or transferred it themselves, that they can move on and be confident that no one's going to show up. There isn't going to be a hospital bill that shows up 2 years later, or a collections agency, or an IRS notice or something like that saying, hey, there's still some money owed from this person. And at that point, all the money's been spent, and it's a big problem, obviously. So the probate process is just to make sure that there is court oversight for this and that things have been done correctly. And every state has its own process. Like I said, I'm in Colorado, and the process here is if the person who passed away had $70,000 or had real estate titled to themselves by themselves with no designated beneficiary instructions attached, then a probate court needs to step in and oversee the transfer of those items. And probably one of the biggest misconceptions we run into, especially on the planning side again, is people think, well, if I have a will, there won't really need to be any probate, right? I've got my written instructions, and I have told everyone, what needs to be done. A lot of times those instructions are, divide everything equally among my kids. So what could be controversial about that? That seems straightforward. Why would a court need to be involved? And the answer to that question is, because if you go to the bank for your parent, or if you go to the clerk and recorder's office for the county in which they own their house, and you tell them, I've got a death certificate here, this person's passed away, I'm their kid, and obviously I've got this will even, this will says that I'm supposed to receive everything, I'm the personal representative, I'm supposed to do everything, so I'm here to collect this asset. That bank or that county clerk and recorder's office, they can't trust that. I mean, they don't know. They don't know that the person really has passed away. They don't know that you're their kid. They don't know that this will really is the most recent will, that it wasn't voided. They don't know that the person who passed away wasn't married to someone else or changed the plan in some way. So for all those reasons, they're going to say, look, we need a court order. We need a court to confirm that this person has passed away, that this is the will, that you're the person named in this will, and that you are following these instructions before we hand over all this money or this house or whatever else to you. So go to the court and get the court order. And that's the probate process. The probate process gives you that court order. And the other thing to consider is a lot of people are thinking about, okay, my family, right? Again, a lot of people, it's like, hey, divide everything equally between my kids. What's hard about that? Again, is there some reason a court needs to oversee that? Well, there are other parties involved in this process, okay? Your family is part of that, but of course, like I said, you almost certainly will owe money at the time that you pass away, right? And that, it might be minor. It might just be, your utility bill is showing up, or a cell phone bill, or your internet bill. Could be hospital bills, could be final expenses, could be, usually there's a tax return due, an income tax return due for the person who passed away. Maybe estate taxes, maybe some capital gains tax issues, all kinds of stuff. So all those other parties, the hospital, the IRS, AT&T, or whoever your cell phone provider is, they all have a right to be notified and to get paid before the family takes the money and disappears with it. So again, part of the probate process is making sure that your personal representative is correctly finding those people, notifying them, giving them a chance to make their claim, and then disposing of those claims correctly. And so, like I say, in Colorado, we've got a certain standard for an estate that we think is big enough to warrant having a court involved. For probate process, or for processes where the person didn't have that much in assets that need to be probated, there's an affidavit process. So if they don't have real estate and don't have $70,000, you can take an affidavit around and should be able to collect assets using that. And that doesn't necessarily require a court process. That's you swearing under oath that you're following the process. So that is a small estate affidavit. I'll probably address that in a different video. But hopefully this helps explain what the probate process is. It's very different in different states. I'll go into different, again, more detail in a different video about actually what the probate process is comprised of. But like I say, varies quite a bit from state to state. So in Colorado, it's relatively manageable in a lot of cases. Anyway, hope that helps. Again, my name is Dan McKenzie. I'm at the McKenzie Law Firm in Denver, Colorado. Our phone number is 303-578-2745 if you have further questions about this or if you think we might be able to help. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back another video shortly.